In this lesson, you'll learn about several 5.9 enhancements for statements in NextGen Practice Management. The first one we'll explore lets you archive the patient's full statement so it can be reprinted at a later date if needed. There are also new preferences to provide additional encounter details on the statement. We'll start by running a statement batch. Click File. Click Print Forms. Click Statements. In 5.9, you can now generate statements for multiple location or provider subgroupings at once, or a combination of both location and provider subgroupings. To learn more about this enhancement, click the Location tab. Click the Open Folder button. Here, you can see the new subgrouping options at the bottom of this window. Click Location Subgrouping 1. There are two available Subgrouping 1 options. Within a subgrouping, you'll be able to select all the listed subgroups or just one. For this example, you could select both subgroupings here, but you can't select one from subgrouping 1 and one from subgrouping 2. Click Clinic and then click the top arrow. There are 3 locations in this subgrouping. You could remove a listed location by highlighting it and then clicking the bottom arrow. To use location subgroupings, you must first set them up. For more information about this, see the Creating or Modifying Locations section in the File Maintenance Master Files Guide for Ambulatory Products documentation. We won't use these locations for our statement batch, so click Cancel. You can also filter the statements by provider subgroupings. Click the Provider tab. Click the Open Folder button. Click Provider Subgrouping 1. Click Surgeons and then click the top arrow. Here you can see the 4 providers in this subgrouping. Again, you'll have to first set up provider subgroupings to use these options. For more information, see the Payers Default To section in the File Maintenance Master File Guide for Ambulatory Products documentation. Click Cancel. The location and provider subgroupings options are also available to use in the background business processor. Now, let's finish generating our statements. Click the General tab. Click Export. To save time, I'll enter the file name. Click Save. Click Yes. To see the archived statement, you double-click Edith Abbott. I'll do that for you. Click the Notes tab. Click Statements. To see the new statement, you'd right-click the first line. I'll do that for you. To reprint a statement, you can use the option on this menu or the Print button on the toolbar in the Open statement. Let's open this one to see the changes to the statement itself. Click Open. In 5.9, the full statement is archived. There's also the standard preview window toolbar at the top. Reprinting doesn't affect the print dates in the statement process, and the application creates a history node for each reprint. Click Close Preview. Another enhancement in 5.9 is a new itemized statement to use to provide specific financial information found on the account profile or patient chart. This statement differs from the regular one generated during the batch process. Let's see an example using Edith Abbott's account. Click the Encounters Detail tab. To view the details of the patient's encounters, you'd double-click Edith Abbott. I'll do that for you. We'll begin by filtering the data on this tab. Click Filter. For 5.9, there are several options here to use to search for data by provider, location, payer, encounter, charges, and transactions. The patient has asked to see charges for her encounters with the nurse practitioner, so we'll use the Rendering Physician field. Click the Open Folder button. To find Nancy Nolan in the providers list, click here. Click Nancy Nolan and then click OK. Click Search. To see the search results, you double-click Edith Abbott. I'll do that for you. The results show one encounter with Nancy Nolan. Click Print. This statement looks similar to a regular statement, but there's limited information shown in the hard-coded header and footer. To see the footer, click here. This statement is not archived by the system, but a significant event is generated when an itemized statement is printed. From the toolbar, you can print a copy. Click Close Preview. These Filter and Print buttons are also found on the Financial tab of the patient chart. They work the same way as we saw on the account profile. Now, let's finish up by learning about two preferences that were added in 5.9. These options, when selected, will give patients more information and details about the encounters on the statement. Let's return to the account profile to work with them. These new options are available to use when running a batch of statements or generating one on demand. Click the Statements button. The first new preference here will include all bad debt encounters on the statement. Let's see an example. Click here. Click Preview. If you include bad debt encounters on your statements, NextGen Healthcare recommends that you also include bad debt encounters on the payment entry window by selecting the Show Bad Debt Charges Account Level Transactions practice preference. This will help ensure that the payments are applied to the right encounters. Click Close Preview. Click to clear the Include Bad Debt Encounters option. The second preference is the Include All Line Items option. When selected, this option will include all line items for the encounter on the statement, including those with $0 charges. Click here. Click Preview. Here, you can see the included line item. When printing a statement on demand and you select the Show All Charges option, the Include All Line Items option is grayed out. If you decide to always include bad debt or line items on your patient statements, you can select these options on the Statements Practice Preferences window. And we're all done. In this lesson, you saw the 5.9 statement enhancements.